Well, it has been a long and tedious day for the entire Frenchside Martin, as many persons were waiting the arrival of the Minister of Overseas Territories. As you may have known, the Frenchside has been protesting for a number of days now, and this boiled over on Thursday when residents decided that enough is enough. In fact, the various unions decided to call a general strike, which was represented by 4 unions. And the collectivity, of course, we know of Nicole Javois, and they have been here on this Saturday all day long protesting because they want the minister who is visiting to know that they are very disappointed with the way things have been going since the passing of Hurricane Maria and Irma back in September 2017. Now, what happened? The minister was supposed to have been at the collectivity. Nonetheless, this was stopped or halted because of the many persons peacefully protesting, showing means and ways that they are dissatisfied with the way things are going. The minister opted not to come to the Hotel de Collectivité, but instead go to Galisby, where the protesters decided to go as well. And of course, because of the situation as is, it happened that the gendarme, who is also here to keep the peace, the royal police are here to keep the peace as well. And because of they being here and the involvement of the manner in which things got out of hand, many persons were sprayed. In fact, I got a dose of that as well, so was Ricardo. And we could see that enforcement officers are coming. In fact, more gendarmes are on the scene at this time. So it is rather chaotic situation here in Marigot at the roundabout should I say Lady Liberty of Freedom Point roundabout in Marigot. At one point the traffic was halted for a number of, should I say, almost 30 minutes. The vehicles were not able to move, and in fact the traffic started moving very sluggishly at this time. So the situation on the Frenchside today, Saturday, has been one of disheartening, taking into consideration the fact that residents were actually ill-treated by the gendarmes. And of course, this all boiled down to residents pelting stones as well, while many of them were getting pepper sprayed by law officials. So it has been a very interesting day on the Frenchside. Most of all, disheartening, because the grievances of employees, especially those who are employed with the collectivity, civil servants, have not been able to bring the message as they would have loved to the Minister of Overseas Territories, who is currently visiting St. Martin. We understood that the visit is going to be a very short one, but nonetheless, persons, residents wanted to have this dialogue with her, which seemingly is not going to happen anytime soon. Now, based on some information that I was able to gather, the representative of the union representing the collectivity workers, or civil servants rather, Nicole Javois, has clearly stated that the action of today, which started on Thursday, will actually boil down or boil over into Monday morning. In fact, she has requested that everyone do come to the collectivity at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning, where they will gather in protest. And talking to her in a previous interview, she said unless there is common understanding to deal with the situation, this will be going indefinitely. So in Marigot, it has not been what we anticipated. In fact, persons been ill-treated today by the Shaddam, and of course stones were pelted while residents were being pepper sprayed by especially the riot team of the Shaddam right here in Marigot.
I am St. Martin and I speak English. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble. It is justice we want. We don't want no trouble.
This action is continuing on the Frenchside. In fact, what we saw on Saturday was the fact that this was supposed to be peaceful, turned out to be somewhat chaotic. Nicole, you are a representative of the union representing civil servants. Based on the situation as is, what do you say to the general public?
I have to say, it's so sad to see what's really happening right now. We was at the collectivity waiting for the minister in order for to see that not only the collectivity workers, but the population is suffering. We are suffering, and we want her to know that we were peacefully at the collectivity. They shipped the meeting on us. Everyone end up on the roundabout, and there now, as we get to the roundabout, the gendarmes start to tear gas us. We was peacefully on the roundabout. We was not doing nothing on the roundabout. Okay, and we just want her to see our presence to show that we are not happy, we are not satisfied. And therefore, look at this. Gendarmes we are facing today. Gendarmes, no, I don't need it. Because we always here peacefully. St. Martin is facing a lot of problems.
Remind us again as to some of your grievances as a collectivity union.
As a collectivity union, we have 4 points that is not solved. One of our main point is the contract workers that have been working from since 2012, 2014, 15. They have been there for so long working, and today the collectivity want them to go to do a training. And after that training, but before they get that training, they will have a letter from the of non-employment, and then there they go to train on training. And we are saying no to that because they have too much of legal rights that they give them, such as for them being there so long, if they could become permanent employment, and we are asking them to regulate their situation. There are mothers and fathers today without a job. After Hurricane Irma, this is terrible. This is terrible. It's like those workers are suffering a second hurricane right now because they're losing their vehicle, they cannot pay their rent, and they cannot feed their kids and them. It's terrible.
A meeting with the president of the collectivity, Daniel Gibbs, on Thursday did not bear any fruits. What happens from here on? I mean, today, Saturday, going into Sunday, Monday, anything planned?
Our mobilization for sure is continuing. It is continuing, but we will decide what we will do together.
What time on Monday?
On Monday, we are scheduled to be at the collectivity at usual time, 7 o'clock. We will be there. And from there, we would see.
So, based on the situation as is, am I to understand that this action will definitely be continuing Monday throughout Monday, and if no solutions arrive at on Monday, the possibility of it boiling over to Tuesday is very likely?
Of course, because we have an unlimited Pravida grave. We have an unlimited Pravida grave that we put in. So we have an unlimited document. We have an unlimited strike. So yes, we are continuing until we get satisfaction. We have to come to sit down to what we're asking right now is to get to the negotiation table, and that is not happening.
What would be your message to the Minister of Overseas Territories?
My message would be St. Martin is suffering. The collectivity of workers, we are suffering. We don't have no kind of organization. We don't have no kind of job description. We are in a total disorder. And the politicians, they are not doing their political role. They are intervening in the administration, and therefore that is not helping St. Martin right now. It is not helping us, the collectivity workers. They're treating us like we are nobody. And we are the one that is there until we reach to our retirement.
Let me see what happening here.
Obéissance à la loi, on va faire usage de la force. Ouais, deuxième sommation, on va faire usage de la force. Poussez-vous.
Mais les gens sont tranquilles. Écoutez, je voudrais que le brigade comprenne une chose. Nous sommes ici à Saint-Martin. Notre problème, ce n'est pas contre vous.
Je sais ça, moi. Je sais ça. Moi, je sais ça.
Ok. Notre problème, c'est le président Guide.
Je sais ça aussi.
On voudrait que les gens prennent des voix, mais laisse les gens tranquilles.
Il faut libérer la circulation.
Il faut juste que les voitures puissent passer.
Let's go back.
Libérez la circulation, s'il vous plaît.
What was supposed to have been a peaceful protest turned somewhat chaotic. In fact, residents were basically taken advantage of by the riot police. You were here, you witnessed this, all your comments.
Well, like you said correctly, this was supposed to be a peaceful protest to get the attention of the Minister of Overseas Departments in regards to the various concerns that were laid out by the unions. The first thing is that they make believe that they were coming to the town hall, the city hall, and we learned afterwards that they gathered at another location, has nothing to do with a public building. So the people got furious and everybody chose to come here. Because all you wanted to do get her attention to help her to understand that it's 3 months now that the protesters are on the streets. They are tired, they are frustrated, and it was clearly demonstrated in a meeting on Thursday evening that the collectivity is totally wrong from a legal standpoint with the workers. So we're saying have them reintegrated. That was and then to move on to the other points on the agenda. They don't want to hear that kind of discussion. And here we are now today because the minister is down in Gallows Bay, again, not a public building, and she is refusing to meet with the workers, meet with the union representative. And here comes the gendarmes who are supposed to do their work in a very responsible, orderly manner, and they choose to attack innocent women. I myself, who played one role, which is to make sure that our women don't get into trouble with the forces, I got tear gassed. That's what I said earlier on, and I pointed out the woman gendarme who is directly responsible, and she seems to have a very racist attitude. That is the second time I've witnessed her in action. 2 weeks ago at the Central Kitchen in Grand Cars, I tried to put myself in a position to prevent people from innocently getting in trouble. The woman came from nowhere and just pushed me. I just deal with it in a very philosophical manner. I just laugh. But here she is again on the scene this afternoon, provoking our women. That is unacceptable. So it's time that the President gives, that the Minister of Overseas Department, that the Prefect Guadalupe Bastère understand the determination of the people of this country. The cause is justified. Okay, they're not asking for what is not possible. They're asking for what is big. You can't have people working from 5 years on without a contract and you'll just tell them your release of your duties as of today. It's unacceptable within a democracy, and that has to be respected. And that is why I am fully supporting this movement. Not to break down, not to mash up, not to vandalize, but to get the authorities to understand that people are coming out of our hurricanes. Many of those struggling mothers are here because they still don't have a rooftop. They still have bills to pay. Their children are in France because they were promised, how should I say, to be integrated. So they make certain expense. They advance, they got tied up in certain debts. And all the collectivity is saying, we will provide a training program for you. We will pay you the cost, but the training could last 6 months. What happened beyond the 6 months? You're telling them then you'll create an association, they can go and work with the association. Those are not structures that have a long standing history of existing. We don't have that culture where associations or foundations have a bunch of people working with them. It's something new. So you can't do that with people who've been there for 5 years. Maybe in the future you could look at that structure for new beginners, not people, women with expenses to deal with on a monthly basis. You can't do that. So that's why we're saying it's unacceptable, and we are demanding that Daniel Gibbs review his strategy and talk to the people of this country in a very responsible manner in order to get this problem resolved. We're going in more than 3 months now that this social conflict is going on, and the people are calling on him to solve it. Again, bear in mind, there are the people who supported him. Come on, it's time that you extend a helping hand to them. They are your people.